This rain in the west, and we have a series of storms bringing rain across the Pacific Northwest, and that means you need to get ready for some slick roads in your commute in places like Crescent City here in California. Yeah, some snowflakes flying around too. This atmospheric river steering in this direction could be beneficial for spots trying to emerge from drought conditions. You know, we do need the rain, especially in the Pacific Northwest, but let's take you into what we're going to get out of this atmospheric river here as we get you into the next coming days and months. We're in the rainy season. So this is a look at our average precipitation just to show you that, yes, indeed, this is the time of year when things typically ramp up. We've got rainfall through the month of November and December and January. These are our wettest months on the year and record in Portland, Oregon in general. So not surprising that we're getting into all this rain, but wow, November 1st came along and the rain just turned on. And now we've got a widespread area of 5 to 8 inches of rain that's going to be coming into the different pockets with this next series of storms. An atmospheric river set up. You can see that moisture pointed right here at the Pacific Northwest, especially Washington and Oregon, and even Northern California, though. Again, one in right now, another one hanging back out here, and this is going to be moving in as we get over the next 24, 36 hours. And that's why we have such a rainy forecast in place here. Showers in right now happening heavy at times. We're watching that across Northern California. We got rain showers up towards Seattle as well. There's some dry spots along the coast of Oregon and spreading inland too, you know, at times, but it's staying cloudy and there is that threat for rain continuing. We're just not drying out. Rainfall steady too over towards Spokane. Again, a place that needs it. We're running behind when it comes to rainfall. We're going to watch more come in as we watch this next storm system on the way, pressing in, another one behind it. This gets into early next week. So just rounds of rain continuing here. That's why we're adding up to that 5 to 8 inches in spots here. With these multiple systems coming in play here, you do start to worry about, are things going to be too saturated? Are we going to get into problems when it comes to flooding or maybe even mudslides? Well, this is an atmospheric river setup and it's ranked a Category 3. Category 3 generally means that it's beneficial, but it could bring some problems. So you need to be on the lookout for that kind of thing. Flash flooding will be a concern through tomorrow morning, then again Friday into Saturday, and then again Saturday into Sunday morning. We're still looking at that heavy rainfall potential. Greg.
Well, Jen, Halloween is over.
Well, okay, so we don't have that, but we do have some rain and a storm into the Pacific Northwest, and it'll bring some winds and rain, not the same extent as that European storm. But we're going to be watching for the chance of some active weather continuing for a pretty long stretch here across, well, the next week plus. Look at this rain that we've got going on in Seattle. Showers continue at least for the first part of today. We do get a break. Get outside, go do some hiking and go for a walk, something, because then we're in a rainy stretch for the next 4 days after that until our next break. Plus temps hanging out in the 50s. Just very classic November. We've got rain coming in, some of it very heavy at times. Over the next 7 days, it's going to add up. It's not like we're getting this all at once, but we have some bursts of heavy rain coming in. And because it's such a long stretch, we have 5 to 8 inches of rain in pockets here coming in across coastal and even getting to more of the interior of Washington down through Oregon. It's pretty far reaching. Right now, we've got the moisture coming on in, and you can see that with our storm system. It's way up here, but we've got that moisture focused right in on Washington down into Seattle and even Northern California. The next system, there's one little guy right here and then another big guy back here. So you can see how active this storm train is coming into the Pacific Northwest. And that's why we don't get a break for the next, 6 or 7 days. Rainfall right now in Seattle. We're in a break in Portland, but nearby there's showers. Eugene, you're getting a few showers out there. Medford, you can see showers happening for you. Some of the rain has been heavy at times. Closer inspection too shows us Spokane getting into some heavier rain, which is good news. We need it. We have been running dry up here in interior Washington. But then that next system coming in, here we go, coming into early next week, bringing rounds of rain, watching for some of that to be heavy at times. Again, the potential for the big totals, 5 to 8, it could bring some problems. It's because of multiple systems, so at least it's not because of one system. But, you know, this is characterized as an atmospheric river, and a Category 3 atmospheric river on the scale of 1 to 5 puts us right in the middle, mostly beneficial, but could bring some problems. And so that's what you want to be aware of. We do have that chance of flooding through tomorrow morning, Friday into Saturday, and then again Saturday into Sunday. All right, so let's go from what's happening here in the Pacific Northwest to what else we're watching getting into the weekend. Pacific Northwest, especially the mountains. Check out this view from Mount Rainier in Washington State. It's just one of the national parks that could see rain, maybe some snow, highest spots. We're going to visit actually a few more with our passport to the parks on Friday. That's tomorrow. But for now, let me show you where this rain is. Obviously, you can see it behind me on the lens of the camera, all sparkly out there. The rainfall is going to be heavy at times and maybe not surprising because we are in the rainy season. It kicks off. It starts to ramp up in October, but by November, yes, this is it. This is Portland and our average rainiest months. November, December, January. I mean, that's it. That's really the peak of the rainy season. And right on cue, the rain has begun and adding up in a big way over the next about week to 7 days. We've got 5 to 8 inches of rain in pockets out there. You see that in the orange here on this map, but yellow pretty widespread, which is 3 to 5 inches along the coast, pretty much all the way from Washington, Oregon down into Northern California, but also into the Cascades. This is going to be a pretty wet system. And even on the other side, the drier side of the mountains, we will get rain. We can see that right now, actually, just with the moisture in place. The water vapor showing us that. We've got another system hanging out right here. That's going to come in too, re-energize everything and bring us another burst of heavier precipitation. Rainfall in Seattle at the moment. Temps are hanging out in the 50s. We're in a break right now in Portland, but there's showers not too far away. We've got some rain down around Eugene and Klamath Falls and Medford. Rainfall for you. And even here in the interior, Spokane mentioned that you were getting some rain on where it's been dry. That's us. And we are getting a pretty nice soaking this morning down into Boise, Idaho. Some much needed rainfall falling for you. But here comes our next system helping to transport the moisture right into the Pacific Northwest here. No rest for us at all. There might be a brief break in the rainfall, but it comes back in here in short order. And rainfall still heavy. So multiple systems are going to do this. It's not like we get 5 or 8 inches in one system, but adding up over the next several days. And this series of storms coming in this moisture feed is an atmospheric river. There's a scale for that. It goes from 1 to 5, 5 being the worst. We're right at a 3, which is right in the middle. And it generally means that it could be beneficial. It should be beneficial. It's possible. It's problematic. And that will most likely be coming with some flash flood concerns through tomorrow morning, watching areas there a little more spotty, but still at risk Friday into Saturday. But then we pick it back up into Sunday and maybe even moving inland a little bit more as well with those concerns. Just a quick look at the timing of it all. You see one push of rain. It's almost like you barely get a break. There'll be a brief break, but then we get back into that rain right through the weekend into early next week here, Greg.
Yeah, Jen, you're
really does. You change a bit depending on, where you've been for, if you're there for several years.
I wonder if I do those like cold plunges, if that'll help me be more cold tolerant.
Ooh, you probably have to do a lot of them. All right, well, let's set that up.
I don't think I want to try